Delta and Chapters 3 and 4 are extremely close to release, so here's a very fast, or at least as fast as I could make it, roundup of every official post and piece of news that gives information about their contents and release date. This piece of concept art from February 2022. The images in it are 2 drawings of Ralsei hugging Susie, Chris stirring a glass of chocolate milk, and Susie hunched over a handheld game device with a focused expression and text reading gamer moment. This piece of concept art from May 2022. The images in it are 2 people, probably Ralsei or Toriel and Chris, pressed to each other with some long vertical object between them, 2 drawings of Caddy's face with her tongue out and swiping to the side with text reading Frame 1, Milk FX is 2 frames, and Frame 3. Noelle Holiday sitting with a screenshot of her in the light world, and Susie scooping a cup from a bowl of red liquid. Everything from the 2022 status update! 3 new songs and brief descriptions and screenshots to go with them. The first one is Hometown Day. After the dark night, the sun shines brightly. 3 images accompany it, all with file names indicating that they're from Chapter 4. One is of Susie and Chris sitting at QC's diner with Susie having dialogue saying, "Chris, anyone tell you your family is goddamn weird?" Another is of Susie throwing a rock at the spot where Onion Sun can be found. The last one is of Chris and Susie standing in the rain in front of the police station which has a closed sign on it with an NPC dancing in a puddle. My Funky Town. This once empty town is beginning to feel like a city. This has a GIF beneath it of several NPCs including a shadow man, playing music and dining inside the diner in Castletown. This is in Chapter 4. It also has a video of Queen being silly, presumably also in Castletown with Rules as a lamb. Green Room. Relax and enjoy a world of cutting-edge entertainment. The header implies that this song is heard in a dark world. It's accompanied by a screenshot of what's likely the titular Green Room. Bampton Sweepstakes. The same Green Room tease. Shadow Man cameos, most notably battle footage with the Fun Gang in mobster outfits and a slowed down version of Rube Buster playing. Weird post about Chris playing piano. Weird post about Chris and Susie. December holiday hints including the sprite of a red guitar. Other Noelle lore that you probably would remember. Best Tiny Lancer spinning sprite. Weather person characters with the phrase "the weather always sticks together." Sprite of Susie laying down and blinking, seen in context in a much later post. Thing from Spamton about Tenna and Mike, first ever mention of Tenna, and an image of Susie and Chris in cowboy outfits for a segment that was later announced to be quote-unquote cancelled. Winter 2022 newsletter. This exact quote was said here. You see, Chapter 3 was going to have 4 somethings and 3, parentheses 6, other somethings. But I've reduced the 4 somethings to 3.5 and refactored how the 3rd other something to be shorter and less something-like, while still maintaining the parenthetical something or something. No one will ever know what this means until the chapters come out and then we'll know exactly what it was. Summer 2023 newsletter. Toby says Chapter 3 is a fairly unusual chapter with many unique gameplay elements and not much story, and that Chapter 4 will be much more standard. Autumn 2023 newsletter. Talking about a removed stealth section that was in Chapter 3. This section's BGM is given and it notably uses the Lost Girl theme in its melody. Winter 2023 newsletter. This one included a slew of Valentine letters from different characters, mostly from Undertale, but also including the infamous mystery letter from someone who may or may not be Gasker. There's also a letter from the weather people, now named Lenino and Elnina, to each other. They seem to be a couple. Summer 2024 newsletter. A large progress update. It has an attached page that contains several screenshots of dialogue lines with their Japanese translations. These are recruit info for Elnina, headers not visible but can be easily inferred, notably includes her elemental pair. Ralsei dialogue saying Chris get ready for another fight with Rules replying to him. Lancer dialogue about treats. Item description text and dialogue for the Ginger Guard item. And enemy check text for Shadowback. This page also confirms that there will be a trailer and release materials for the chapters. Autumn 2024 newsletter. Multiple new screenshots are included in this one. These are, for Chapter 3, an image of Chris and Susie in a mysterious darker area. The file name reads Chapter 3 Intro Area. For Chapter 4, an image of Noelle with a flashlight held up to her face in the light world. For Chapter 5, an image of a blue balloon. Also a GIF named Climbing Cup. Halloween 2024 newsletter. This newsletter confirms that Chapters 3 and 4 will absolutely 100% come out in 2025. Holiday 2024 newsletter. This has a GIF from Chapter 3 of Susie sleeping in the dark world, a bug report about a typo in the name of a Chapter 3 item called Pizza Scent, several several parts of the report are blacked out. A sprite of a Christmas tree with the file name saying Chapter 4 Holiday Tree, and then a smaller tree as well, a wreath and a sprite of Burger Pants pointing at something from Chapter 5, and more death lore she calls Noelle Ellie. This newsletter also shows several lines of dialogue from Chapter 4 out of context. Inferno, Inferno! Ralsei and Susie talking to each other. It's not labeled, but Ralsei is talking to Susie, and you can tell he's Ralsei in the Japanese version of the text. Lancer asking Susie to enrich his enclosure, a pun on the name Toby, verbally begrudgingly asking someone to the festival, and Elnia saying to someone that their tag says they're the moon. Game Maker Chapter Select LTS Test. This was a public playtest of Chapters 1 and 2 with a special new Game Maker feature made to switch between Deltarune chapters. A patch reworked the Chapter Select screen, adding indicators for shadow crystals and files with completion data in each chapter. In a guide image for the same patch, it is written, quote, "Note there are no plans to require the player to complete multiple different file slots." The most recent updates. On January 6, 2025, Toby Fox announced that Chapter 4 was now being professionally playtested on PC. On January 20th, he said that translation was mostly done and playtesting was still ongoing. Importantly, he also announced that save points had been added in Long Light World sections in Chapter 4. On February 2nd, he said that translation and bug testing were both winding down, and that console testing for all chapters would begin the next day. On February 3rd, he also mentioned that PlayStation requires trophies for the games, and I don't think they're going to like testing the trophies. And lastly, a casual mention of Tenna for some reason. And now we are at the present day. For now, this video is probably going to be outdated in like a week. Oh, come on.